Mike the Troop Jackson, back with another edition of Fighters Talk. And today I'm joined by one of the, look, he's nasty. He's vicious. The Black Dynamite. First of all, where'd you get Cyrus? I'm here with Cyrus Washington. I'm about to get off on a tangent. The Black Dynamite. Where did the name come from?
I was living out in Thailand some years ago, and two friends of mine, they gave me the name after watching the actual movie Black Dynamite. Yeah,
Have you seen the movie?
yeah. At that time when they gave me the movie, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't even heard of it, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh wow, it's a pretty badass dude.
It's
I was
one of
like,
the dopest movies.
I was like,
I
wow.
love it. I love it. Well, growing up, were you into black exploitation movies
Oh
and stuff
yeah,
like that?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Favorite one?
Oh man, probably Hot Potato with Jim Kelly. Yeah,
Jim Kelly was the
Jim
dude back in the day.
Kelly. What's the football player name? Black guy.
Jim Brown.
Yep. And there was another guy, and I forget his name too. Yeah, but.
Now, me growing up, I was always a Pam Grier fan.
Oh wow. Okay.
Ah, she was that thing.
Yeah.
Who was yours, Grier? Everybody, every kid
Oh man.
got the
Probably,
little.
it was Pam Grier probably.
Ah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
bad. She's
yeah,
still
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
You seen her
Foxy
recently?
Brown.
Oh, man. Anyway, not here for that. Not here for Pam Grier, shout out. We don't have to get her to watch this. But we're here at Gracie Baja West Chase in Houston, Texas, and it seems like you're taking over the Muay Thai program here.
Yeah, yeah. I got here about a little over a month ago, and things are starting to pick up slowly but surely. It's good over here. I like it.
What now? Again, I know you're from Michigan. I know you got that swag, that flavor of a dude from New York. I know you've trained there. How much time did you spend there?
I was up in New York for a few years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're here, and you're now here at the Gracie by West Chase. What brings you to Houston? It seems like change of scenery for you.
Yeah, it's a real big difference. Well, I lived down in the valley some years back. I was down there for about 8 months, and Texas has always, since moving here back then, Texas has always been like my favorite state, and I got the opportunity to come and teach here, so I took it.
Now, I don't know how much you are you familiar with the sort of the Muay Thai or the kickboxing scene here, but it almost seems. I mean, we have good talent here, but as far as competition, we don't see it enough. Now, for you, is this something that you've noticed across the country, or is this just me being in Texas?
No, I think the level of competition has picked up stateside for sure throughout the states. I don't really know too much about the local competition or the level of competition here in Houston, but I've been hearing good things about it though.
Okay. Oh, for sure. Now, like again, the level of competition here, the guys here, the competitors. I mean, it's a great scene, great guys, but when it comes time to fight, it seems like everyone has to, go out to Vegas or Cali or Oklahoma. It's hard for almost promoters to kind of get something going here that's stable, and that's kind of what I was wanting to get at. What do you said you saw the talent level looks good. Is there anything in particular that stands out to you?
Well, I go over to a local gym, 4 ounce, and I do some sparring over there on the weekends. The level of MMA here is really good. You know what I mean? That guys are very well rounded because we do a lot of kickboxing rounds and some MMA rounds. But the well roundedness sticks out for sure.
I know you have. It's not a traditional Muay Thai style. Taekwondo is your background.
Yeah, Taekwondo, a little Jeet Kune Do, Kempo, and Savate.
Now, how are you able to, for Muay Thai? We know Muay Thai is traditionally more just hands up, straightforward. I mean, I like it for. It's almost like a toughness factor, but when it comes to the movement and fluidity, it's kind of lacking. But for you, I was actually exposed to you. You came out to, I want to say, Gracie Baja Woodland several years back. It was you, Kevin Ross, and Bob Perez who did a seminar out there. But for you, it seems like you implement a lot of the Taekwondo techniques. Is that something that you feel gives you an advantage over, I guess, traditional Muay Thai fighters?
Definitely. I mean, Taekwondo is all about speed, explosiveness, being first, and or being last. You know what I'm saying? And I think bringing the different dynamic techniques and kicks, back kicks, axe kicks, and spin kicks that hit people at different angles makes it kind of just unexpected. You know.
Now I know, at least from what I heard, people in Thailand, again, they're used to the traditions. How receptive are the fans, or some of the hardcore Muay Thai fans? How receptive are they to your style of fighting?
Um, Man, you know what? At one point it was 50-50. The fans were for it, but some of the promoters in Thailand they didn't like it, and they told me that I couldn't do certain techniques. Seriously, before fights, they would tell me I couldn't do certain techniques during the fight before I fought, and because it was illegal, that they would say. And after a while, they saw how receptive the fans were to it, and they were like, "Oh, it's beautiful, do it. It's beautiful, let's do it." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." But yeah, it was
That's
like,
what's up. Again, when I saw you at the seminar, it actually, I don't want to say it surprised me, but it kind of, my eyes opened a little bit, because a lot of people, the techniques that they teach, especially at the time, this was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, you didn't see it in traditional Muay Thai. Do you feel guys like yourself, or even people on the bigger, larger stage, like in the UFC, do you feel because they were exposing fans to this, people like flashy stuff, but do you feel that was sort of the reason why you're starting to see more guys who are more traditional Muay Thai kind of expand their repertoire a little bit?
yeah, I think to a degree for sure that they want to get that knockout, and, you know what I mean, get that highlight or that win bonus or that knockout bonus at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Plus have a nice highlight reel to help promote themselves and stuff like that. So for sure, definitely.
Now, you have several highlights out there, as far as highlight videos. What would you say is just the moment that stands out to you most, and your favorite moment on like one of these highlight videos?
Oh man, the more recent one would probably be when I fought in Myanmar, the bare knuckle fight. I knocked the guy out with a spin kick.
I was about to get that. No, so I heard about it. You went in, you just tearing this cat up, and I want to say they give him like 2 minute breaks, or is some. Tell us a story about that fight in Myanmar.
It was my second fight over there. I went in like I had no idea who I was fighting. I didn't know like he was the country's champion. You know what I mean? And I had no idea. I went over there. We started fighting. Every little thing the guy did to me, the crowd would just scream. They would yell. I would hear him, you hear nothing. Seriously, and it started pissing me off because like they were like they wanted him to like kill me. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where he was coming at me. He was just trying to lay it on me, and I said to myself, I was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? And I started coming back, and that was the second round. The third round, we started off. I threw 2 leg kicks, and I kind of baited him in. He started coming forward, and he came forward again, and I threw the spin kick, and it hit him. Then at the end, I don't know, I did like some crazy shit, like, oh, I killed him and stuff like that. I didn't know he was gonna be out that long. No, he was out for 45 minutes. They rushed me out of the ring, and you know what I mean? They rushed me out of the ring. They kind of like surrounded me, so the people didn't go crazy or whatever, and they got me out of there. But yeah, when I came back the next time for another fight, they told me he was out for over 40 minutes. Yeah.
What now? You said people surrounding you, and I know you fought all over the world. What's the most hostile environment that you've been in?
That one for sure.
Oh, that was.
Yeah. I've had stuff thrown at me there, like bottles, I don't know, all types of shit thrown at me. It wasn't no money, but it was,
We want that money. Now we know gambling is big, and again, you fought all over the world. Have you been? I don't want to say propose like these take a dive or whatever, but when gambling is involved, is that something that you're aware of from the bet taker's perspective?
I've heard about it for sure. In Thailand, I've heard about it, and a couple other countries, I've heard about it. And usually, when the fighter gets caught doing that, he kind of gets banned. And maybe after so many years, they'll let him back in slowly. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that happen to a couple guys over there.
Yeah, man. You see, well, for me, I guess my experience was was it blood sport or kickboxer, where Jean Claude went
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there, doing their thing,
yeah.
fighting all over the world. How do you feel the training differs in all of these different countries? Because you see videos of people kicking banana trees out here, and then you have some places that are more traditional bag work, mitt work. What are some of the crazy like training styles you've seen across the world?
Um, I've seen some pretty intense unorthodox training out in Uzbekistan. They got some really tough kickboxers out there. I mean, it's cold, dry, as far as the climate, you know what I'm saying? Cold and dry, and guys are just tough, man. They're out running out in dirt fields, and their diet isn't necessarily the best because it's a lot of just meat and bread and rice and stuff like that. But they're just training just gritty, just hard and gritty, you know. As well as in Thailand where you're punching bags that are made out of 3 tires that have been stacked on top of each other and stuff like that, you know.
Now, for me, I feel the toughest fighters that I've seen are either Mexican fighters or these guys from like the Russian, the Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, these guys. So I was about to ask, these are the tough fighters for you?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Uzbekistan is like right next to Kazakhstan, actually. So, yeah, all those guys out there are tough, man. It's just a different lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Now, do you feel that that plays a role the way guys are brought up? Now, you look at American boxing, and traditionally, a lot of these guys who are making it to the top, they almost come from nothing. And now in Muay Thai, going to now you're almost in third world countries now. Do you feel that sort of gives you not necessarily an edge, but it helps with your drive when you're trying to become a champion in this sport?
Definitely. I mean, if you come from nothing and you're not satisfied with having nothing, then for sure, man, like it'll push you and it should push you. It should motivate you, even inspire you to just go out and get better, you know what I mean? And I think when those guys get into the ring, I know for myself, when I get into the ring and I can think about that day where we had bread and only jelly, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't have no peanut butter. Like I'm not going back to that, you know what I mean?
Right. So for you, did you get some hardships kind of growing up that kind of got you into fighting?
Yeah, for sure. Just growing up with my grandma, my mom had to go work in a different city, so I had to live with grandma, and it was tough at grandma's house, really tough.
I lived with grandma for a little bit too, and I know how. I didn't have like a tough upbringing. For me, it was just middle class America. I just like fighting, So it was. What was your motivation, but actually deciding you want to do this as a profession?
I think my biggest motivation, my two biggest motivations would have been just doing martial arts from such an early age, because I started when I was 5 with my mom and her friend, and there was a point where I was incarcerated, and while I was incarcerated, I saw K1 Grand Prix on TV, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do when I get out, and yeah.
Yeah, I know. If you look at your resume, I mean, from the highest I've seen you rank like number 2 in the country, number 2 in the world. I mean, you've been ranked pretty high. You have numerous titles, whether it be kickboxing, Muay Thai, burpees, bare knuckle. Now, I haven't seen the video. The bare knuckle, are you actually bare knuckle, or is it any wraps, or how does that actually take place?
The bare knuckle fights are on just tape and gauze. Tape and gauze.
Yeah. I did. They started some out here. It was like it's called BKB. They called it bare knuckle boxing, but it wasn't actual. We had I think it was sponsored by Grant. So we had the Grant gloves. It was more like a gimmick. They had like this big piece missing like out of the glove. So I mean, you could see the knuckle, but when you, at least for me, well, when I punch, you kind of get here. You have to land with the knuckles. You almost have to throw like an overhand.
Okay.
And I did see this one kid though. It was these are like more like the brawler style boxers. And I seen a dude like throw like an overhand right and just cut this dude up. But it wasn't expecting, because if you look at the way people traditionally throw punches, especially like the big gloves, it's kind of like right here,
Right.
as opposed to like
Right.
you kind of throw down. For you, out of the different styles and the different rules, which one do you prefer?
Um, there was a time where I preferred the bare knuckle fighting for sure. The Lethway style, just because it was no judges involved. Either you knock out and you win that away, or you don't win at all. You know what I mean? Nobody wins, and I preferred that. But now, I mean, it doesn't really matter MMA because I'm training jujitsu now. MMA or Muay Thai, kickboxing, bare knuckle. It don't matter really.
You just like fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Now, you say you transition MMA. Is this something that you're looking to compete in, or are you just looking to train?
No, no, I'm definitely looking forward to competing in MMA. Hopefully within the next few months, I should have a fight booked.
Oh wow. Okay. In particular, like big promotions, or is this just something that you just kind of like easing your way into?
We're talking to a few different promotions for right now.
Man, look at that, Cyrus Washington. You're gonna see you. But you competed in MMA before,
Yes,
have
I
you?
have. Yeah.
How long back was that?
Oh man. Now, oh, 8 years, 7, 8 years ago. Yeah.
So that it wasn't really modern MMA. You took time off. Was there a particular like some a driving force that kind of got you back in there, or you just kind of woke up one day and was like, you know, want to try this again?
Um, I think when I started training MMA fighters and being in their camps and around those guys, then I kind of just started doing groundwork, you know what I mean? And then I was like, okay, I'm prepared now and I should do it again the right way, you know?
Have you participated in any like big name camps, like guys that you've trained? Or now, or when you participate, are you more like training or sparring partner? Like, what's your role?
I've worked with Frankie Edgar and Roger Horta, and I was sparring and holding pads for those guys.
Oh, that's so you got a nice little resume. Again, you just expanded it, man. You going from fighting to champions to training champions. Are we done with the not done, but are we taking time away from the Muay Thai kickboxing for MMA, or were we going to compete in both?
Yeah, competing both definitely. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get back busy. I want to get back busy and just fight like I used to.
When was the last fight you had?
Oh man, I can't even remember, man. I was out in Thailand. I got back from Thailand in January. I fought out there before I got back in October for Max Muay Thai.
I actually heard about those guys. Now, where are they located?
In Pattaya. Max Muay Thai in
Okay.
Thailand. Yeah.
So out here we have. It seems like the main gym sort of putting guys out is Houston Muay Thai. And I know you're friends with Michael Corley. He's actually getting back in the ring next month in January.
Yeah. Retired. I thought he retired, but he told me, yeah, he's getting back in the ring in January. I think he's leaving the 17th.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go out there to Houston Muay Thai next week and start working with him.
Okay. Well, for guys, we see it. They have that sort of fighter's mentality. You get in there and you're doing this thing, and you don't want to give it up. Do you feel that that's just the fighters in people, or is it something that's you're just used to fight? Like, what is it that makes someone who's taking a step away for whatever reason, and then they're going back in?
Um, Honestly, I think it's a combination of those things that you said, and just kind of it's become a part of your life to an extent to where like you don't really know what else to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. That's how I feel. I know for me, that's what it is. You know what I mean? It is the fighter in me. It is a way of life. I just can't see myself doing anything else. You know?
You just seem like a real laid back dude, though. I get it too. People look at me, they don't think I fight. I'm just so chill, but I see it in you too. I see you, like, again, I've seen you at the seminar. I see you like walking around here, just like a cool cat. It just nothing really gets you, but everybody got a little bit of fight in them.
All right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just what I do, man. I mean, I guess it's another side of me, you know.
There you go. You have it right here, Gracie Baja, West Chase. Come check out Cyrus Washington. Try some Muay Thai classes and learn from the Black Dynamite himself. Mr. Washington, appreciate it, my man.
Yeah, thank you.